Hi everyone, this is the High Desert Tarotist, and today is your daily quick pick reading for Vlogmas Day 7. So it is today, Tuesday, December 7th. Today we're going to be using the Hanson-Roberts deck, and then I have 5 stones to help you pick your pile. If you're new to pick a card, what you want to do is look and see which pile you feel drawn to, and there will be in the description, I'll have timestamps so that you can fast forward to your reading. If you're feeling drawn between more than one pile, that's okay. There might just be a message for you in more than one pile today. All right, so let's get started. So for pile 1, we have this quartz. Pile 2, we have blue lace agate. For pile 3, we have this short clear crystal. Pile 4, we have this little piece of Aventurine. And then for pile 5, we have this chunk of Lapis Lazuli, which I might have said that weird. Go ahead and take a moment, see what pile you feel drawn to, and then you'll find your reading. And if you have been watching these, thank you. I am going to be doing them till the 25th, till Christmas. And if you've been liking them, please consider liking the video, commenting, let me know if these readings are coming true to you as you go about your day, and consider subscribing, and I will see you back in your pile. Bye. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this, I believe it's a type of quartz. I couldn't find information about it, but this is your reading. So what does pile 1 need to know about their day today, which is Tuesday, December 7th? Wow. Let's take that because that one kind of flew out. So we have the Chariot. So when the Chariot comes in a daily spread, it's a sign that there's something that's going to happen today where it's going to call on you to be very clear and concise and direct about either the actions you're taking today or something you want today. I did hear work meeting, so for some of you, you might end up in a work meeting where you either are going to need to speak up. Maybe you're not really liking how the meeting's going and you're going to have to put your opinion in. Or you're going to have to make some kind of a decision at work and you're going to have to be really clear and direct as to why you made that decision. For many of you, there could be a decision regarding something that you've been trying to achieve. So I always see the Chariot as like the car where we're trying to pull any maybe dueling forces within us. We're trying to pull ourselves together, so to speak, so we can carry on the road towards what it is that we are desiring or wanting. And in a daily spread, we're going to do that on more of a daily, like a minor level, right? So it could be, like I said, something really simple where you're going to have to speak up. You're going to have to be clear, and then you want to follow through on your word. So that follow through is important. Some of you may be dealing with some inner demons today. So if perhaps this doesn't relate to you, you might also be getting this card as a sign that you yourself are struggling to do just that. So you might be you might be torn about a situation and you've been trying to figure out which way to go, or you're trying to kind of pull yourself together in a way to move forward. And today's going to be a day that's going to call on you. Either you're going to realize how confused you feel about a situation, realize that you really do need to take charge in a situation, or it's going to kind of be the day where you have to finally take a stand in a situation, kind of just pull yourself together and go. And whichever one of these scenarios fit you today, you also want to try to avoid any distraction. So if you have some kind of decision to make, or you've been kind of struggling or feeling confused or just knowing that you need to speak up, don't let distractions stop you from declaring or saying what you need to today. So don't get distracted. It's kind of the day where whatever this is for you, it needs to get done. It needs to get said. You want to move forward in a positive way. So don't be afraid to speak up. All right, so that is your card for today, pile 1. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you back in tomorrow's reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the blue lace agate, then this is your reading, and this is for today, today, Tuesday, December 7th. Okay, so what messages or information does pile 2 need to know for their day today, Tuesday, December 7th? Wow. The 8 of Swords. So right away, what I felt was, how do I word this? I feel like you may feel burdened or tied down in some situation, and you're really going to feel that today. However, it's almost like more so happening in your own head, if that makes sense. So in some ways, you're putting yourselves in your own chains today, and you might feel lost, confused, overwhelmed, unable to act. I just heard unable to make a decision. You might be feeling like you've almost created a situation or a scenario in your head, and it's become so intense today that you don't realize that you're not actually really in chains. You're not actually really stuck. At any time you can. So it's more like your anxiety, your mind, your worries are kind of taking over and running away with you today, and kind of creating this feeling, even though technically you're not really bound by anything. So you can free yourself, so to speak. And for you, this is this might be a personal limitation that you face a lot. Like you may find that fear, anxiety, worry hold you back a lot. The other thing with this card that it can be for some of you is just something that happens today that kind of shows to you that you're hitting a wall with a situation. You've kind of reached your limit in a situation, and it's kind of just the day to acknowledge hey, this isn't going to go any further. This is what it is. I feel like you've probably tried your best, and that might also be leading to these feelings of stuck, confused. That could also be leading to the feelings of your mind kind of running away with you almost. But if you can, I feel like either something's going to happen today, or you're going to come to the realization that, you know what, I've done my best, I've reached my limit, and there's just this direction you've essentially hit a dead end. So whether this is a thought that's overtaking you, kind of like your kind of mind running away with you, if this is an actual situation, whatever it is that fits your personal situation, the kind of takeaway here is that you're not going to get any further with it. And it's just, you've reached your limit. I just heard we've reached the end here. And I don't feel like it's a big type of situation. I think it might just, if for some of you, it could even be I just heard a project you've been working on where maybe it's just you've been having a hard time getting it to be the way you want it to be. So you either realize, okay, I have to abandon it. I think for some of you, it could be your mind running away with you. So if you've been dealing with a lot, I'm hearing fear, anxiety, and panic. So the phrase that comes to mind is self-fulfilling prophecy. For a lot of you, I feel like this card might be representing a self-fulfilling prophecy, that there's something that you've been so worried and scared of happening that you're almost creating it in your life. But the thing I like about this card, because all cards have their light side and their dark side, and I feel like with the light side of the 8 of Swords is that knowing that sometimes this can be something of our own making, that means we have the power to break free from it, and we were never held back really. We're always able to unfree ourselves. And they show this in the cards a lot, in the card itself a lot, by showing that usually the 8 of Swords has someone tied up and bound, but they always show that their hands are free. So at any time, And even though they're like surrounded by the swords, most of the cards have that, but you know, you're not fully caged in. You can easily break through. So I feel like they try to put that likeness of the card in the image. So if you do have some kind of a decision to make today, if that's really what this is about, I want you to try to, as best as you can, become aware of what part of what you're feeling is that self-fulfilling prophecy, is that fear or anxiety, and what part of it is really the objective reality. If you can sort the emotions from the objectiveness, I think that would help you make your decision in this situation, or help you maybe overcome the fear that might be holding you back, so you can kind of move forward with this thing, whatever this is for you. But I hope that was helpful for you, Pile 2. I'm going to leave you here. I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I will see you in tomorrow's reading. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this clear crystal, then this is your reading. And so what does Pile 3 need to know for their day, which is today, Tuesday, December 7th? What messages do we have for Pile 3 today? This guy's jumping out. 3 of Swords. So a phrase about the 3 of Swords, which has always stood out to me, was actually in the book that comes with the Mythic Tarot. That's the deck I learned on. They had a great book. And they call the 3 of Swords the card that is like the breaking of the abscess so that the body can begin to heal. So often this card can symbol that heartbreak, betrayal, just like kind of a collapse of something. And I've always loved that phrase that the tarot book used to describe it as the breaking of an abscess so the body can begin to heal. And it's funny because when I pulled this card, I kind of heard that. I kind of saw that page in my head from the book and saw that. So I think that is really what this card, out of all the meanings that this card can have, I feel like that's the meaning that is coming out for us here today, Pile 3. If you picked this pile and got this card, my feeling right now is that you already know what this situation is relating to for you. And I love to read, because this is a general reading, I really try to read the cards in all the ways that I feel they could be, depending on who might be coming and finding this pile. And I feel like, this is so weird, but I feel like this card doesn't necessarily want to be read. I don't want you to see this card as, oh, I'm going to have a huge betrayal today, a huge heartbreak, a huge setback. For some of you, that might be the case today. But I feel like for majority of you, I just keep hearing that phrase over and over and seeing that like page in my mind's eye from the Mythic Tarot book. The breaking of an abscess so that the body can begin to heal. So I'm wondering if you've already been going through this process. You might have already experienced the loss, the betrayal, the hurt, and today might just be the day where you're kind of reeling in the misery and emotions that came from it. There might be some crying, there might be some struggling to get through the day, there might be some loss of connection with other people, there might be trust issues, but I feel like this card is coming to you today to tell you that despite what this hardship is for you, because it's going to be different for everybody, please know that that breaking, that abscess, it's broken now, and now we're on our way to healing, and anything that comes up for you today is a necessary part of your healing. It's a necessary part of moving forward for you. And that this was necessary for you because in order to, I feel like you have possibly been trying to manifest something that really important in your life, or you just have a clear picture of who you want or what you want in a situation. And in order to get there, in order to allow like universe, to allow life to bring it to you, we had to walk away from this other situation first. And that's kind of like on that path of achieving your goal, this is where you're at on the path. You're in the place where you have to let the body heal, deal with the emotions, get them out, because doing this is going to help you move forward so you can allow what that thing is that life wants to bring to you. I really hope this was helpful for you, pile 3. I'm wishing you the best. I hope you can keep that phrase in mind today. If you're getting this news today, or you maybe got the news yesterday, so now you're dealing with the ramifications of it today. But just remember that this is your time to heal. This was necessary. Whatever this is that you're thinking of. Again, I feel like you know what it is already. And I'm not even going to put a word to it as far as if it's a person, a thing. I don't even want to do that. I just feel like you know in your heart what it is. And this is your message that it was necessary. It's going to lead to a greater good for you. And that this is your healing journey. So just embrace it and do the best you can to take care of yourself during this process. All right, I'm going to leave you here, pile 3. I really hope that was helpful, and I will see you back in tomorrow's reading. Bye. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Aventurine, then this is your reading. I don't usually do this with cards, but I feel like riffle shuffling these because the last pile had kind of an intense reading, and I feel like I just want to clear the cards for you. So I'm going to do that. Okay. What message do we have for pile 4 today? What do they need to know about their day, which is today, Tuesday, December 7th? What can we let them know? This one. Okay, your card for today is the 7 of Cups. Our 7 of Cups is often a card about having to make a decision. It's usually an important decision. It's a decision that you probably have spent some time thinking about. And it's not often like a good decision in the sense that it's almost like you have options, but there's not even one that really feels the best for you. But a decision has to be made nonetheless. So this might be a day where you are running up to a deadline. You may have reached some kind of goal for yourself. You might have had some kind of time constraint put upon you, and today's kind of the day. And I think that for some of you feels like very work related or very project based related. For other of you, this can be very emotional or relationship based. So you might have an opportunity today to make a decision about something that's very important to you emotionally. So like really looking at what you're really longing for, what you're really wishing for, what you're really wanting. This could be a relationship that you've been in for a while. I just felt that for some of you, it's like a significant relationship, but you're kind of at a fork in the road almost, and you're kind of having to decide, really take a step back. I think you've already been looking at how your relationship has come to date, and now you're kind of having to make a choice about like, am I going to keep going with this? Is this really what I want? Am I really happy? And is this what I'm choosing for myself? For some of you, I just heard moving. So maybe your partner just found out they're moving for a job, for school, for family, and you're kind of being called on to choose if you're going to stay, if you're going to go with them. That's really specific, but that did come up. And a lot of times with this choice, with the 7 of Cups, it is very can be emotionally charged, emotionally based. It's like a chance to look at and fulfill wishes and dreams you have, but you're kind of also called upon to make the right choice when you have like several options in front of you, or maybe you're feeling confused about which way is the right way. You want to be like, I feel like for some of you, you're torn. It's almost like you want to be true to yourself. You want to be true to your own path, but maybe there's kind of a choice being forced upon you through a relationship or like family. And you're kind of having to choose like the freedom and the life and just like the love of your own life you've created, and maybe perhaps having to choose family or choose a significant other, choose something else. And that could lead to a lot of confusion for you today. I just like heard something really strongly. This is probably very specific to a few people, but something that I'm hearing kind of strongly is someone that's having to choose between the person they love and family, or the person they love and friends, or the person they love and work. So it's almost like you're having to choose between two things that bring you love and joy. And this might just be a choice because of timing, right? Just because there's not enough hours in a day. Maybe you're really busy and you're trying to juggle these things. And so this, and you are probably feeling the effects of that. So maybe you've been feeling a little confused, lost, uncertain, unhappy, unknowing about this. And it feels like there's something weighing here. Like I feel weighed down right now. I feel heavy, and I'm trying to articulate this feeling, but I'm actually finding it hard to explain it. And I think that's part of the confusion that comes with this card, that comes with this choice, is like it's a heavy, I feel a heavy heart with this card in the choice. So like I said, it could really be like maybe your significant others just found out they're moving, or you found out they got accepted into something. So now you're having to choose what's going to happen with us. Do you want me to, maybe you're kind of confused. I'm feeling like too, this image of like this person kind of saying, oh, this is what's happening. And then you kind of feeling confused, like, well, do they want me to come? Do they want me to stay? Do I bring it up? Do I let it go? Do I just stay here? So there's like not clarity in the way that you need. And that might be leading to the choice, kind of the difficulty in making a choice. If that's true for you, then ultimately this card is a sign that you need to stay true to yourself. So if that situation is fitting for you, or really in any of the situations that this card can mean, the answer for you lies in what feels true for you. So I guess that kind of calls on you in a way to not think about the other person, not think about the situation, not think about like the duelingness between two people where you might feel torn. You have to think about you. What do you need? What do you want? What is true for you? What is going to fulfill you emotionally? What is really leading you towards your ultimate vision for yourself? Because that is going to help you find the choice for you. So I'm going to leave you here, Pile 4. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you back in tomorrow's reading. Bye. Hi, Pile 5. If you chose the Lapis Lazuli or Lazuli, I always have a hard time saying this, even though it's one of my favorite stones. Anyway, if you chose the Lapis Lazuli, then this is your reading. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad. All right, so what message do we have for Pile 5 for today, Tuesday, December 7th? What does Pile 5 need to know for their day? I think you, right? I feel like you want to come out today. All right, so your card for today is the 5 of Cups. Interesting, because Pile 4 had the 7 of Cups, and you have the 5 of Cups. So if you were torn between Pile 4 and Pile 5, I would love to know, because it makes me, for some reason, I felt this little tied to Pile 4. It makes me think that there was probably some people that felt torn between the two, because this almost feels like an extension of where the choice is coming from or why it's becoming confusing. But nonetheless, we have our 5 of Cups. So our 5 of Cups is kind of coming in as a warning today to tell you to not run away or distract yourself from what you're feeling. So my guess is you're feeling something pretty strongly today. You might be feeling like you lost something. Maybe you've had a really bad fight with someone who's really important to you. Could be a relationship, could just be someone that brings a lot of meaning into your life. I mean, I know these cups are very emotion-based. It could be very relationship-based, but I'm a firm believer that even our friendships that we have can be some of the most important relationships in our life. And when we fight with these people that are like family to us, it can also cause this type of pain. So whatever type of relationship it is, I feel like it's a very significant one for you. And You're feeling a bit of loss or sadness regarding it today. And you're not really seeing the full picture of the situation. So you're probably having like a mix of emotions today about a situation or a person. And the Five of Cups comes in to tell you, don't run away from these feelings today. Today is going to be a day where you have to deal with them and kind of take what you can, take what helps you. And if there's things about this situation that are not serving you anymore, kind of let it go. And that could be almost like a symbolic letting it go, like you declaring today, like, I do not want this part of this thing in my life anymore. I do no longer allow it in my life. I am letting you go. Or if it's a feeling you've been having that you've been struggling with, you can say like, I acknowledge you feeling, I know that you're here, but you're not helping me anymore, so I let you go. Because ultimately, there's hope here. This card is also, even though that's the darkness of the Five of Swords, the lightness to the Five of Swords is that there's hope. That even though all of our cups have spilled, we still have cups in the background, right? There's still something there to hold on to. There's still some hope. And there might be a gift or something we're not even noticing because we're so kind of wrapped up in the emotions or the sadness or the loss of the card that we're not seeing the full picture. We're not realizing what we still have. And so like each card has a light and dark side, which is why I don't often read in reverse, because I feel like the light and dark sides are there and they can kind of fit depending on where they land in our tarot spreads. But for this card, I'm feeling like more of the darkness part of the card, but just with, I feel like the card is coming as a warning, like, yes, you're feeling this way. Yes, this is happening, but guess what? Like, turn around, because not all hope is gone. Not everything is lost. And you can survive the bad feelings and you can accept the good that's still here for you. It's like you have this promise of a beginning, or you have this promise of the thing that you want. So don't run away from your feelings, because they're there for a reason, and that, you know, they're here to tell you something. So what is it they're telling you, and how does it help guide you? And then I just heard it is what it is. So the situation is what it is, and it's like, you're going to be okay, and there is some lightness at the end of your tunnel. This is really random, but I don't know if that movie Castaway just popped in my head, where he's like back when he finally gets rescued, and he's sitting with the glass of ice, and he says, tomorrow the sun will rise, who knows what the tide will bring. So that quote, I feel like, is kind of your quote of the day, right? So for you, despite what's happening tomorrow, the sun will rise. So who knows what the tide will bring, right? Who knows what good fortune, what beginning, what newness, what's still there for you is coming your way. So not all hope is lost. All right, so I'm going to leave you here, pile 5. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you back in tomorrow's reading. Bye. Oops. The Mythic Tarot book used. Hi, pile 5. If you chose the Lapis Lazuli, Hi, pile 5. I'm sorry if I say this wrong, but the Lapis, if you chose the Lapis Lazuli, I have a hard time